Really? Why do you believe that? Why do you believe that?
I guess I never thought that I will get a chance to be on YouTube. At least I decided to go for some video streaming on that and all.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that doing bug bounty and all on video live stream is not so good. So I
Mm-hmm.
follow some YouTubers who used to do that, but they basically get sometimes smashed because of that. So I did drop that idea and then
What do you mean they're
I never gone
smashed?
live. They mostly get copyright issues and they cannot previously I used to very much indulged in doing stock market trading and all. So during that time I also decided to go for live and doing intraday trading that time also. But people some guy from Mumbai was also doing that, but they are not accepted, and some guys are keeping commenting you cannot do this, you are
Mm-hmm.
just manipulating the market also, during the intraday. It happens like whenever you take a trade and you are just influencing many other guys as
Yeah.
with you, then
That
that
happens. Right? I
happens.
mean, that happens everywhere. Like influencing is always been there. It's just taken a
Mhm.
different form. Right.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, because see, like the reality is, no matter what you do, there's always going to be people who going to like
mhm.
be against anything that you do. Like, I mean, I'm doing a
Yeah.
podcast right now. I mean, I haven't seen anybody hate me so much yet, but I know that there will be people who are going to be like, "Arey, why are you doing this? You're causing harm to people's careers." I'm like, bro, this thing is about careers. This is about getting you a job. I mean, there are so many
Yeah.
people are here. They have coding channels. Okay, and now apparently,
Yeah.
I mean, some of them complain that these coding channels are bad for kids because now kids are learning coding at a very young age, and like
Mhm.
whiteheads and all these platforms, and it's so sad. I'm like if you want to look for
This.
something bad, I mean, people
Yeah.
just need an excuse to say something bad. That's just what I say. That's just the way I see it.
Yeah, actually, this happens only in India. Like when you go out, like I have seen some Chinese guy who is
Mm-hmm.
like a very old, kid. He's not
Mm-hmm.
more than 8 or 9 years old, but he knows coding very well. There are some professor, the physics
Yeah.
professor, one mathematician. I don't remember his name. He is also a kid. So
Mm-hmm.
they appreciate this kind of things. But in India, there might be the things that.
Yeah, like
Uh,
again, like that's the thing, right? It's not just in. I mean, even when you go in other countries, one thing I've noticed is that when you try to do anything different than the basic stuff, like how in
yeah.
India we have this notion that Indians are everywhere. I mean, what are you talking about? Everybody is everywhere. Chinese are everywhere. Japanese are everywhere. Africans are everywhere. Okay, people from the
Most of
Middle
the
East are
time when,
everywhere. Like, it's just we
yeah,
think as if oh, Indians are everywhere. Maybe yeah, we're at a good position everywhere, right? Because like
and we have a great population as well.
yeah,
That's why.
yeah, because we have way too many people, right? So like we have to let go of people.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, it's a sad thing. People leave the country. I'm like, it's a good thing. Like it's two ways, right? Some people they're getting to enjoy their life, and they
Hmm.
go out. The reason people recognize us, like earlier it used to be just Bollywood stars, okay? Because when you um talk to people from abroad and you ask them what do you think of India, the first name that pops in their mind is Shah Rukh Khan and Kareena Kapoor. Okay, I
Yeah.
mean literally I
Like
wasn't I think like I was in
they
Jordan.
don't
I
know KC1 and all
Yeah, they
because
don't
they
know.
don't know
Uh-huh.
about
Yeah,
anything.
like that's the difference, right? I mean, again, it's also has some negative side effects. Like I was in
Hmm.
Jordan and I would tell them I'm from India. The first thing they say is that, oh, you're from India. Oh yeah, I love Shah Rukh Khan and Kareena Kapoor's movies. I love Katrina Kaif. I love Ritik
Okay.
Roshan. Some of them even knew Ritik Roshan and Amir Khan. And I mean, a lot of them also knew Amir Khan puns. Okay, like I mean, I think we were shopping for shoes over there, and I mean, there were these really high shoes, and I think I don't know. One of us made a joke that, bro, these are Amir Khan shoes. The other people they got it. They started laughing. Like
Yeah.
you get those shoes. I don't know what's the type. I mean, they make you look taller. Whatever
Yeah,
whatever that style is.
the
Yeah,
woodland ones like
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah. Maybe yeah.
rocky types.
Uh-huh. I mean, I found a nice name for them. Amir Khan shoes. Yeah.
So
So that's that.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, so like that's that. Like, I just want to ask you, how would you introduce yourself to anybody who doesn't know who you are? Like, you just go out there. Let's say you're out there, and you would introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Sashi. How do you introduce yourself?
Like for before, I used to say that like I was doing my own business there. I
Mm,
am having an enterprise over here who is responsible for distributing PNG products and Amulya products in Asansol and the Dhanbad sector. So
mhm,
previously, I was working in this field and doing trading and basically maintaining portfolio for our own enterprise. So previously I was doing that, and right now everybody over here, like it's almost 2 years for me being here in my hometown, so everybody knows me because of that thing. And a very limited kind of people like know me about like I'm doing what I am doing right now. Since 1 year I have choose this path, and uh, like I only told them that yeah, I am a cybersecurity professional. Like
mhm,
my brother and other friends is so only the limited ones are those who are very close to me. So they know me what I'm doing,
mhm.
but they only know that yeah, I'm doing some SOC kind of thing, like analysis and
Yeah.
monitoring. So that's what I
Mhm.
just told them, and nothing
So
else.
basically, you know how these people are like, by day you're a stock guy, you're a trading guy, and by night you're a
Yeah,
cybersecurity analyst.
yeah, that's my long term plannings. Like I have
Uh-huh.
invested most of my amount, like whatever I have earned for almost 2 years, like when I have involved in this trading thing. So I've
Mhm.
invested all those money after this corona thing, and when I
Yeah,
moved
yeah.
from Pune to like my hometown, so I invested all this money into this career path. Like I've done this
Mm,
advanced certification in cybersecurity. So after that I've decided to like go for other things. So
mhm,
right now I believe that when I anybody that want to like join and do some trading and all this, they must
mm.
have some kind of regular source of income first, and
Yeah.
look it as a long term planning, not for the short term planning. And yeah, you can go for some experiment thing, and learn about it more by investing some amount. Like you can start
Mhm,
doing this, like altogether, if whatever you have knowledge, that comes into play when you actually act with that thing. When you will get into the grounds, you will feel the heat. Like when I was doing intraday, and that was my first time, and when I was doing that, it was very giving me a rush into my bloods when I see
mhm.
that the bell rangs, and when I take a trade, and then I'm waiting for my things to come, and when the stop loss hit. So all these feelings
Yeah.
that will genuinely come into your in your feelings, and then you will feel all these things. Then only you will learn more about this.
Mhm. You
Similar
learn more
thing
from
comes
your
with,
setbacks.
yeah. So that is the thing. Moreover, like it is more not more technical, but it is more like psychological thing. So
Mhm.
you have to be prepared for that also. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, when you talk about setbacks, right, I mean, it could be in anywhere, right? I mean, you're just
Yeah,
talking about shares. I mean, it's not just shares or cybersecurity. Anywhere in your life, like, there are many types of setbacks. I mean, you fall down like 10 times or 100 times. One thing I have learned, like, I mean, I don't know, I may be too young to say this. I've never, like, I don't think I've faced it yet, like a real setback, because, like, I don't know, maybe it's because I have time, right? I just feel like I have a lot of time
yeah.
for that to happen. I don't know, it may or may not happen. I mean,
Actually,
like,
people actually when these things
mhm,
happen, people do not like feel that they actually fell into the trap or something. Like they feel that they have time, like what you are actually feeling right now, that you have time. But if you are not investing your time right now into something which is very productive, although
mhm,
then you are actually after 1 or 2 years, you will be feeling like, oh, at that time I was thinking about this, but I didn't implement that thing, and now I
mhm.
missed that. So that is very important. Like if you are thinking
That's
about
true.
something, you should act on that also. If you feel that
Mm,
yeah, you can do that, and you should go for it, then you should definitely go for it, and never have a second thought about it, like what
yeah.
will happen. You should just start, like there is a
Mm,
push start that needs to come at first, and then everything
true.
goes very well if you get indulged into all the things, and if you feel very confident about the things that you are learning, and you know that yeah, there is a scope in future, and you know that after getting these skills, you do not have to be like dependent on the others to hire you. Actually, you can work on
Right.
yourself all the, and if nobody is hiring you, you can start your own things, and you can do whatever you
Yes.
want. So
Yeah, I
if you are
mean,
enjoying these things, then that is
like,
fine.
yeah, I mean, I think that's why I started this podcast. I mean, I was like, hey, I have to do something at home because I really had nothing better to do at my house. Okay. I'm locked up
Yeah,
here. And second semester engineering, first year engineering is all like core subjects. It's not exactly fun.
yeah,
Now I have like
right.
all IT and all those kind of subjects. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, that's the thing. And actually there are a lot of technology that if I talk
Mhm.
specifically about cybersecurity and in IT, if you are doing something else like in development part also, you have to learn a lot of technology. But if you are doing cybersecurity specifically, you have to you should have knowledge about all the things, at least like roughly about, you should know the basic definition, and what is the basic work of every each and every technology. Then only
Right.
you can survive in this industry. Because whenever you are doing like a cybersecurity professional is someone that needs to be like responsible for the whole security of the enterprise or the network. In
Right.
that sense, you must have the knowledge of every each and every unit of your organization. Then only you can protect that thing. So
Hmm.
if you are starting early, then that is fine. Like right now every graduate that is going for any kind of degree like BCA or BTech, they get a head start with some programming languages like Java, Python and all. So it is not necessary that you should have a good grip on all those things, but you should have knowledge of every language, like
Yeah.
how the basic programming logic is going behind every program, and what are the technologies that are being used, how
Mhm.
how everything works, like how internet works, and these are the basic things that everybody should know, and
Yes.
should have command on at least one programming language. And with that you can rock the world. That
Yeah.
only I can
I mean,
say.
that's what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm doing Java right now. Okay,
Yeah,
I finally found a really nice course on YouTube that's actually helping me do Java really well. Because like I've seen DS algo videos in C plus plus and C, but like I started off with C first because that's what I was going in college. So I was like it'll be good with the syllabus, but I already know Java, and I finally found a good playlist I can refer to
uh,
on YouTube. So yeah, I'll be
yeah,
using that one.
and I have met a lot of like cybersecurity professionals that are not so good in coding and programming, uh, but still if they like right now I don't know Java, but when I do like some reverse engineering thing on Android apps, and
Mhm.
there you see some classes and they are coded in Java.
Right.
But just by looking at the code, and if you have knowledge about any other language, and if you have seen these things, like if you see the code very deeply, you will definitely get understand like
Yeah.
what is the logic behind that. So there is no need to be like champion on this kind of programming,
Not a
but you should
champion,
have a
but
basic.
yeah, like the more than basic. I think like the one thing what people get wrong when an engineer particularly gets into cybersecurity is that most people just get in here because they think there's no competition and that they'll get to avoid
Mhm.
the data structure and algorithm, and that's very wrong. I mean, you need to at least know the and I
Yeah.
don't mean when you say know the basics. I mean, what do I mean by when I say you should know the basics? I mean, I've just realized that when let's say I'm talking to people and I'm reading through any blogs, I need to actually know what a linked list is, right? I need to know
Okay.
what the
Yeah.
greedy algorithm is. I need to have not. I need to know that okay, this is what the greedy algorithm is. This is what it looks like. This is what it is. This is how it's executed on the code. If I want to make some changes, what can I do?
Yeah.
Right.
So
So you need to have
yeah.
that basic awareness on like how to do stuff on the when you
Yeah.
open up your code. I mean, I think that's what any kind of basic security comes down to, right? You want to figure out any vulnerability, you need to know what the code looks like. You should, if you cannot um see for yourself how the vulnerabilities are working, or and like simple stuff, like let's say you have a JavaScript open in front of you. Okay. Sashi, are you there? Like now, let's say you use JavaScript. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
like you should know like okay, what will happen when I change the code, right? When I try a different entry, like you should definitely know कि कहाँ पे क्या लिखना है. You should know that. It shouldn't be like you're just randomly removing and typing code that you don't understand.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it
Yeah.
won't make sense, and
So
that's not efficient.
yeah. So about JavaScript, I would say that this is the powerful language that can do a lot of things on your browser
Hmm.
base, because most of the browser use your JavaScript. And to see the power of JavaScript, you can imagine like whenever you scroll, or wherever your mouse cursor goes, or whatever, like you can do very powerful things through JavaScript on your browser.
Hmm.
But it is restricted to your browser, or at the back end it can code the server things also. But
Right.
in most of the attacks, JavaScript are being used. Like if you are doing XSS or some other attacks, there you are manipulating basically the JavaScript of
Hmm.
the page, and then you are executing some of the random commands, or you are just redirecting the users to other websites. uh, and all those things are going on just through your browser, and nothing is connected
Right.
with your computer. So even if you are having a good firewall in your system, but your browser is outdated, and it is or the website you are visiting is vulnerable to some kind of excesses or some other kind of vulnerabilities, then also this kind of hacks could happen from JavaScript, like using JavaScript. So it
Yeah.
is it is you are holding something, but you have to give proper protection over there.
Hmm.
For and I guess most of the companies do not focus what kind of browsers you are compatible with. Like they release their like softwares or their websites they release such kind of plugins, or they install this so that if every user can use that their websites more frequently, or they to make the service more fast. But they do not protect against outdated browsers, and here where the security things get compromised from the user
Yeah,
side.
like I
Like
mean, they must be using firewalls and stuff, right? I mean, how is a firewall deployed?
so the firewalls are deployed basically on the, like if you are deploying firewall on your system, then it will only work like on your system basis. For the
Okay.
browser you have to install other plugins like HTTPS everywhere plugins that are being used to encrypt all the traffic from your browsers.
Right.
And some plugins are there, and apart from that, if you are using VPN or other things, then that are very good. In my sense, like if you are a security professional, security could be a myth for you, because you have to interact with a lot of websites regularly.
Yes.
And for a normal person, it is okay that they are just using Facebook, WhatsApp, and they are not surfing a lot internet. Like, and if you are a security professional, you may have to click on some links. Sometimes you have to use some free services. Like, you cannot
Hmm.
pay for every services every time. Sometimes you have to
That's
download some
true.
softwares as well. And as a security professional, I know that how can you like inject a simple one code, metapreter code into any kind of like a APK file or any kind of software file, and it
Right.
will make it completely anonymous. If you do some kind of if you know like how to write malwares, and if you can change signatures, and based on various parameters, you can make it completely anonymous and host it on any kind of website, and for free, if you are giving it for free. And whenever that whenever the keyword free is being typed, your website will
Yes.
get on the top of the list.
Uh-huh.
And
So basically, you've made a
sometimes,
cracked version of a software in simple words.
yes, you can create a crack version of the software and then implement inject your own payload into it. So whatever the payload wants to do, then that will be done.
Mm-hmm.
And so these kind of things happens most of the time. And as a security professional, you what you can do is either you you work as completely anonymous, like use some kind
Mm.
of OS, like OS boxes. There are many kind of OS that provides you complete anonymity. Use VirtualBox and all. Unix is very good.
Yeah.
It is made. You cannot it is meant for like virus free. Like, no virus can attack Unix and Linux systems. So that is good for like that thing.
I mean, yeah, most of it. I won't say it's exactly secure. I mean, it could. There are vulnerabilities, but it's much. I think it's much safer. It's more. You can do more on Linux, like I've seen, than
Yeah,
on Windows or Mac, because they're both restricted. I mean, they both have their own restrictions that you don't on Linux. I think
like
as an
you
in.
do not need any kind of firewall basically, or to run on Linux
Yeah.
systems. So
Mm-hmm.
and for Windows, Windows Defender is enough to block any kind of suspicious thing.
Basic stuff. I
But
mean,
yeah, but in India, most of the people do not have activated Windows thing.
exactly.
And
Which is
whenever
why
in
that's exactly
yeah,
my point, right? I mean, we don't like paying for stuff that we can get for free, which is why
yeah,
which is why piracy is so such a common thing in India. I personally think it's okay and not okay. I mean, it's also nice to get some stuff for free. Like, I mean, I like getting books for free online. I like
yeah.
getting PDFs online. Maybe sometimes a few games, but you can't like
Yeah,
get
for
the
that
yeah, you can't get everything,
sometimes
obviously.
yeah, sometimes you are visiting Telegram to get free links over there.
Hmm.
And you anybody
Yeah.
who wants to do mass phishing attacks, they can just spread some kind of CSRF link over there by changing
Yes.
the password things. And who like if that link is spreading over the internet, and whosoever is having that thing login, like basic taking a CSRF attack example, like
Mm.
what you can do in CSRF is you can change the login password, or any input that is given by the user or by the attacker.
Yes.
So basically, you are making a request and forging that request by the side of the victim, and changing the password of victim as your password, and sending that link to people. And whosoever is being logged into the vulnerable website, like if we
Mm.
the password of that victim will get changed to the attacker's victim. Like, it
Yes.
is just like a mass phishing attacks. Like, some people will think that, okay, it doesn't happens to me. Like, I do not have something vulnerable. Like, I am not logged into that vulnerable website, so I am not getting hacked. But
Mm.
you are being the part of the crime, because you are spreading that link, and somebody else in somewhere in the country who is trusting you, and because you have spreaded that link, and they have clicked that link by trusting you, and that person is maybe using that vulnerable website and maybe logged into that vulnerable website,
Mm,
and just because they are trusting you, you have been compromised. Your friend has been compromised by the attacker. So these
yes,
kind of attacks are
100%.
generally right now is spreading. And every time when you are sending some kind of Diwali bonus and all those kind of messages, and sharing with the 5 friends and 10 friends,
Mm.
so these are very serious things that are going on right now. And I guess WhatsApp should do something for that, like
Yeah, like I think
because most
Telegram has
of
already come out with a policy. They're taking down groups one by one that have piracy on them. They are removing
yeah,
groups that promote any sort of privacy. So Telegram has
yeah,
come out with a policy. I mean, WhatsApp can do this for groups. Right? They
yeah.
already
So
have
WhatsApp,
they can do this for groups, right? I mean, like they already have a policy for forward. Like let's say if something is forwarded too many times, they have a policy that you can't forward it to more than one group at a time to stop the
yeah,
spread, right? So
okay.
I mean, they
Yeah,
have
but
basic
there are
steps.
many kind of hacks for that also. Like you can
Mm.
copy the thing and then made slight changes and then send it back.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
these are not very restricted thing. One thing is very good, like when you are sharing some kind of phishing link over WhatsApp. WhatsApp first executes that link and checks whether it is some kind of like if you are sending any APK file that is malicious. So if you are sending that through a link, WhatsApp can check that, like executes that link, and then it shows like what happens to a general phishing link. Like when there are some phishing links, when I send it to you, you are just clicking
Mm.
on it, then sending your data, like typing your data, and whenever as you type, the attacker is getting all those data in
Mm.
their monitor.
Right.
But what was WhatsApp does is they, before sending, like if somebody tries to send you, they execute that payload into the attacker's WhatsApp number itself. Like if somebody is newbie and if they are like they made some kind of link and they try to send it or spread it through WhatsApp, then it won't happen. It first executes on your link also only, and then if you send it to the attacker, it will not execute and you will not get the things. But there are
Mm.
other ways, like doing phishing through emails and
Yeah.
for mass phishing, when you are embedding those payloads into some PDF files or
I mean,
images.
there's just
And
way too
so
many ways to do phishing. I mean, emails is like it's common. I think
yeah, email is
I mean, the most popular way to do phishing is obviously through text messages. People still send out text messages and stuff, right? Like people
no,
click on those
I
links.
don't.
I follow all these pages that expose scammers. Like you don't and I don't, but there are a lot of people in
Yeah,
India who, especially in rural areas, after they got geo, I don't want to use the word rural areas, but anybody who does not have enough knowledge about how technology works, right? They're not
yeah,
aware about what's going on the internet. The one thing that's happened after geo came out is that once the internet became cheaper, everybody has access to it. The problem is they don't know how it works and what to do with it, right?
yeah,
And how to
right.
protect. They're not aware of such scams and stuff that take place, which is why you see so many scams. There's OTP scams, and then there's
Mhm.
normal WhatsApp scams. There's also video call scams that are taking place. Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's just a lot of stuff that goes around. And I mean, there are a lot of these are really basic websites. I mean, um there's this channel, Instagram page that exposes, I think Ketan Indori is his name. He exposes
Mhm.
all these fraud websites on his channel through reels and Instagram TV videos.
Yeah,
And I mean, if you
yeah,
ever
I've
look,
seen this.
yeah, this guy. So here's what he does. Like he puts up the website, and the website UX UI is terrible. It is so disgusting. I mean, you
Yeah,
can figure out it's not a legit website, and people are still clicking
yeah,
on it. And obviously,
yeah.
and these websites are registered in China. Obviously, these are Chinese people who are trying to spam Indians.
Mhm.
That is one aspect of what's going on here, right?
Yeah.
And people still click on it and they believe it. And again, there was this another incident I read about. I saw a video on, um, and I think this was Intellectual Indies, right? This YouTuber called Intellectual Indies. So he put out a video in which he he spoke about this fake guy who was pretending to be Sahil Khanna, the owner of the channel, and
Yeah.
he created a fake Sahil Khanna website. lapaz.com is his website. Okay. And he put out everything that he's put on his YouTube channel as a paid course on his website. Okay. And
Yeah.
he has run ads on Sahil Khanna's channel that, hey, click on this for paid course. So basically people will complain that what's going on, you teach us for free, why are you taking money from us? And then they looked at the website. Some person was, first of all, the guy was doing something very illegal and wrong, that you're putting out free courses and you selling them for good money. And the website was a basic WordPress website with a blog, with a blog section saying this is a WordPress blog, write something here, etc. I mean, I'm like, you haven't even built a website properly and you're going to scam people.
Yeah, so today the thing is, it is very easy to like steal things from internet.
Yes.
If you know better Googling, like if you know Google Doc things, and you know how to Google things on internet, then you can do like it is very easy for you to like
Mm.
impersonate some people person, or uh, theft their intellectual property, like even the
Yes.
slides things. And if you are making some video and you have done watermarking but haven't done it like in much better way, all
Mm.
those things, all those videos can be uh, like you know what the thing,
Yeah,
like
they can
there
be.
are
I mean,
very
that's
free tools
obvious. Yeah,
like
yeah.
that are available
Now,
online. You
like everyone's like,
get
what's the
that.
solution to this? No, there's no solution to this, man. You can't exactly stop piracy unless you actually report it. Like, I mean, see, like I said, in a
Yeah.
way, piracy has its own
No,
advantages and disadvantages.
like the hacktivists say, internet is a free source, and there is
It
not
is
nothing
all,
like
yeah,
theft here. It is
yeah,
all
yeah.
about
There's
like
it's all,
whatever you want, you
yes,
can take it from here.
yes, yes.
So we
See,
have to follow
anything
this.
on as an actor, anything is okay as long as you're not harming other people's software or
Right,
you're
right,
hurting them either physically, emotionally, or financially in any way.
right.
Mainly financially, and you're causing harm to their systems. Then
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, but as you know that there are only two things that calls their customers as users, like one the druggist and other these internet service providers. They also
Yes.
call the us the users. So we are basically users for
Mhm.
them, because as of now, if we are not buying their product or not giving money to them, then
Mhm.
we are giving our data, like whatever data are being sent as the cookie format, as in cookie format to those companies.
Yes.
They use that those data in like to show us those ads, or keep us engaged with their websites, or
Mhm.
and use us as a product. So ultimately the thing is, if you are not buying their product, then you are a product on their website. So
True.
these things happens, and there is somebody on who are at the top 1% of the 1%, who are using all of us, and in this kind of way, like they are using the data and they are making some kind.
Mhm.
I don't know what is going on at the
Yeah,
broad
but I
edge.
mean that's the thing, right? I mean, we want to use Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and we're like, oh, I want to protect myself from Facebook. I mean, hey, if you're using the service, how can you say you don't want them to track you?
Yeah.
Imagine you're going to a shop and you refuse to allow the shopkeeper to figure out what your favorite vegetables are, what you like, what like if he knows कि अच्छा हाँ इस टाइम पे आपके बेटे का बर्थडे होता है तो आप उसके लिए कुछ फेवरेट, जैसे कोई केक वेक बना रहे हो तो मैडम उसका हम लोग सामान लेके रख लेंगे, right? You're going to keep the
Yeah.
equipment in advance. That's the exact same thing. Something similar is going on social media at scale,
Yeah.
right? Like you
So
cannot
it's
it's a two-way thing. Like if you don't want to expose yourself to Facebook and these platforms, band kar do, don't shut it down, don't use their account, don't
and
use
we
the
still think
platforms.
that we are just spending 250 rupees per month just for the free internet, and that's all that is going from our pocket. But reality is far
Yeah, it's
different
way
from that.
more. Wait, I just have
Actually,
a
they
question. I have a question from
yeah.
you. Can internet service providers in India sell their data to other people? Let's say I have an internet broadband company. Can they sell my data if
Mhm.
because they know what's going? Can they sell my data to any company or government in exchange for money?
In exchange for money, then that is illegal, completely illegal. Like
Sorry, in
they
India
cannot
because
do.
they legalized that in America. I think last year, like they your data can be sold if they want to.
No, actually,
I don't
if
know
there
about
is
India.
some, if your IP is getting reported uh, from somebody, like if you done some hacking on some website and your
Mm,
IP get reported, then there is a complete legal procedure that goes on. And after that, your IP address and about you can be extracted by the government agencies from the ISP providers. And at that
mm,
time, that will not get illegal. So yeah, they can
mm.
sell, they can't sell the data, but yeah, they can give the data, like what searches that person has made and everything
Right.
about, if requested by the certain authorities. Yeah.
That's true. Okay, that's interesting. Because I had this doubt in my mind that okay, like ISPs can because now they've made this rule in other countries that they can sell your data to other people. The government can buy your data and all that stuff. But I don't think
Government
that's
is already buying. I don't think like
yeah.
what is going
Like I
on at
mean,
the
yeah,
broad
right.
sense, man. I
I
always
mean
think
that's
about
the
it.
thing. Like,
Like
we talk about okay, internet being safe and everything. I mean, the government, like,
look, no.
let's talk about VPN providers for a second now. Like, you know how we all say, yeah, VPNs are safe. We can do whatever we want on VPN, and they can't ban the VPN technology. Okay, everyone's like, oh, VPN, because first of all we'll figure a way out. The only way for us to not
Mhm.
get VPN is to ban the internet. Second, companies are using VPNs right now, especially since they're remote working. My father, he just his company set up an entire VPN network right now because you know, I still remember. I think this was 2 months ago when this tempo came by full of laptops. So my father sent his laptop in his bag, and it came back a few days later. So basically, they had set up all their laptops through a VPN. They put in a lot of changes. They gave him a really long, excuse me, they gave him a very long, like 16-digit password. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I mean, he had it written down somewhere. It was very long and it didn't even make sense. It wasn't even a passphrase. It was just a randomly generated password between the stars
Yeah.
and brackets and numbers anywhere in the middle. Like we generally have phrases when you when we try to
Yeah.
have passwords, and like we can go a step ahead and replace some letters in those phrases with either numbers or um with symbols.
Yeah,
Right.
right. This could be some kind of hash value as well. Like
Yes.
it is
Yes.
like
Yes.
in,
Yes.
it could be in encrypted format also, like some you
Mm-hmm.
have to do some decryption over there. So this happens. Like VPN, if you are using your own VPN, like if your like company is using some trusted VPN services
Mm-hmm.
and or established their own network and done some pipelining through every system through some active
Yeah.
directory configurations, like so if you we are doing if you are doing that, then that is good. But free VPN is just like giving your property to somebody
Yeah.
else
Yeah.
computer, because they have full authority, all the traffics are
Mm.
going through. Like
Yeah. And like
you can imagine VPN is just like a bug suit. You had opened that burp suit thing, and every connection that is going through your system, your burp suit, like we are also like doing proxy thing in burp suit. So basically
mm,
we are trafficking all our internet requests through that specific proxy, and then the request goes and response comes. So the man in the middle person who is running that VPN service is able to see all the requests. And
yes.
if that VPN service says that yeah, that it is free, and if it is being made by some random
Mm,
guy, and if the company is not having all the like policies in place, so there might be the reason that the situation that they are maintaining some kind of like their own DNS cache servers,
mm,
where all the requests that we do, like we give, are being logged there. and
Right.
if they need and if they require to go through any suspicious activity that they found on their network. And even today, it is being said that all the attacks that are being happened in the world is going through is some kind of VPN service or Tor service. But if a major attack is being happened, it goes through a multiple chain of VPN services. But there are
Right.
certain countries that have a pact with India that if there will be some kind of attack, and that attack will reroute to any kind of VPN service from your country, like those country I can name it, it is France and Australia. So all those
Mm.
country will give support and give data to the Indian countries as well, that yeah, this is
Yes.
the service, this service provider can give all the data regarding this breach. So there are scenarios like this. So in that scene, either use a very trusted VPN service provider, or
Right.
your privacy is in your
Yeah,
hand.
right. I
You
mean,
can
that's the
use
thing. Like we
multiple
talk about
chains,
VP,
proxy
that's my point.
chains.
Like you're talking about VPN being safe. Let's say if you're trying to use it for any cyber attack, for example, yes, or
Mhm.
anything in even something like simple piracy, you're using VPN for that. Like, that's a very
Yeah,
simple example. Like you're trying to do something on the internet. Um, when like let's say you do something fishy, the government does have the right to call the VPN company and get your real
yeah,
IP address. That'll take time,
yeah,
obviously. There's a
right.
really long legal procedure behind it, but they can do it. Okay.
Yeah,
So if
they
anybody is
can do
going
it.
out there thinking that you're gonna get in, you're gonna use a VPN software and all that stuff, don't, man, think about it before you do that. Which is why I think I read
Yeah,
about
but
there's three different layers to basic layers to protecting yourself. First and foremost, you take your system to a public place, away
mhm,
from cameras, where you use a public network. So that and there's even if the government gets in, there's thousands of IP addresses to scan through. Which one is it? It'll take a long time for them to figure out. Number one. Next up, you use a VPN, a decent VPN service, so that you have access to a good decent amount of security. That's like another layer of security through a virtual private network. Then to the third part is speed, because this public networks are slow. VPN makes it even slower. You need to use a VPS.
yeah,
Right.
right.
Then you connect a VPS, kind of gives it a boost, and then you can start doing whatever you want to do. So the idea is that okay, even if they, let's say they get to the VPS, they figure out we have to get it, they'll take some time. After that, they'll get to the VPN after a lot of effort. If they can't get to the VPN, they'll either bully the company into giving them the IP address and location. They'll get the location, but it's a public Wi-Fi. It's a public,
Yeah,
it's in public. Unless there are no cameras or something over there, there are a lot of IP addresses that use this free Wi-Fi. So it's going to take forever for
yeah,
them to go through it in case you get caught. Right. So your real IP address is protected. Just something I
yeah.
read
And
somewhere.
the, I guess the Cube OS, or there is some kind of OS that completely works on Tor network. Like all your
Mm-hmm.
traffic and everything that you do, if you are running some kind of a script also,
Mm-hmm.
all those things will go through a Tor network, and it, yeah, the most secure OS. So it is being recommended by what was the name? So this Cube OS, it completely torify your network, and whatever you do
What's the
within this
name?
OS will
Q
be,
Boys.
yeah. So CUBES, Cubes OS. You can
Cubes
run it on your
OS.
virtual, yeah. You can run it on your virtual environment as well, and it will
Hmm.
completely torify your network, and it will not IP address that is very far. Like if you can imagine that you are running a virtual machine, and in that virtual machine you are running a Cube OS, and any request that goes from
Mm.
Cube OS, first it will go through its own firewall, that is a Tor firewall. It will torify the network. Then that
Mm.
request will go to your router, and then from there it will go to like anywhere in the world. So
Okay.
by that way you are
So
so
basically, you're
for
talking
this,
about
mm,
the Q. What the name's Q, right? QoS.
like Cubes OS, it starts
Cubes
from
OS.
Q. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Interesting. I'll look it up.
For the certifications things, I would say if like there is no mandatory to get into cybersecurity. Second thing I would like to say that if you have done graduation in computer science, then that is good. You can opt for like some opportunity in IT sector first to get a good
Mhm.
experience in IT sector, at least for 1 or 2 years
Right.
experience in IT field. If you are not still, if you are not having any kind of experience in that field, then you need some kind of certifications like CEH or other certifications, CISSP and all. Uh, and if you want up like, because these certifications are very costly for the
Yes, they are
person, like I
expensive.
also, yeah,
Right.
like
I
I
mean, that's
haven't
my
done any certification right now,
yeah.
and
So like
I want to
that's the
pursue.
thing, right? Like because
Yeah,
I think I was having a conversation that on a professional level, I asked somebody and I think I've learned that product-based companies don't require certification, service-based companies do, because their clients have some specification that okay, I need a certified cybersecurity
yeah,
consultant, or it also makes a good impression on the client that oh, okay, I'm being handled by a professional because he has a certification. And we always talk about
yeah,
oh, like does a degree and all this stuff matter? I mean, on a professional level, when you have to deal with clients, yes, it does because it makes a good impression on them and they think you're sincere and all that. Right.
yeah.
They believe you're sincere.
Yeah, that is one thing, and that is because the examination that are being conducted by for these
Hmm.
certifications are very tough, and like it requires some kind of you must have a clear path for preparing for those examinations, and what you say, आपके अंदर मतलब वो जोश होना चाहिए कि कंप्लीट करना है एग्जाम 6 घंटे, like it's not
Hmm.
easy to sit for 6 hours and do hacking and do hacking on 5 IP addresses and uh, get success on almost 70% of those IPs. Then only you will
Yes.
get the certify. Uh, so it requires a lot of effort for the cracking those exams. So that is what those HRs are looking for, because they do not know the technicalities behind the things. Like if you say them that yes, I have done many CTF, I have like hosted some CTF events, or I stand out in some kind of CTF, or I have used this kind of
Yes.
tools, and I have done reverse engineering or malware
They don't know what you're
things.
talking about.
Yeah, so they need that. There should be one tag that is necessary, and if you have done that, then everything that is required by our company is, you are capable of doing all those things. But if you are not completing those certification, but if you can
Right.
show somehow that you have done work on that specific things only,
Mm-hmm.
you can show that yes, I have done internships in doing reverse engineering, or like doing auditing, like done some auditing things, or uh, in fact, if you have, you can also only show that yes, you have set up your own home lab, and like perform different kind of things, like you have set up your own firewall, or on cloud you are setting up organization on your cloud, you are having a portfolio website over there, and you are maintaining it through Palo Alto, like is a very good firewall and very easy to implement on cloud.
Yes.
You are also doing some kind of monitoring things or SOC things through
Mm-hmm.
there are many open source tools available which you can use, and uh, just go for the job post that you are looking for. Like if you are looking for
Right.
cybersecurity, you just go and watch what are the tools that are being required in this profession, like what are the tools they are looking for, what are the skills they are looking for. They are looking for, if mobile penetration testing, then you should have that skill in your resume listed, because and you should have some work done in that field. Maybe it could be a small internship, or any project that you can make through Python tools. It is very easy, like within 2 or 3 hours you can make some beautiful tools on Python itself and post it on
Right.
GitHub repository. uh, so just giving those links, like you are having a GitHub repository there, you are having a lot of tools listed there, or you are maintaining a this kind of home lab. Like I personally installed more than like two networks separately, one for private, one for public.
Mm.
Wi-Fi distributed my Wi-Fi connection for two networks, and then installed many cloud applications on AWS cloud, and then
Yes.
maintaining all those instances through AWS account, and then uh, like implemented SOC things, is Splunk on AWS, and then monitoring all those things. So all those things, when I listed on my resume that I have worked on these things, apart from I haven't done any kind of certification in
Yes.
cybersecurity specifically, but I showed them that yes, I have done auditing things through the4hours.com, that I said that there you will get multiple projects from big four companies, where you
Mm.
will get the chance to work on those projects. Those projects are dummy projects.
4hours.com.
No, the Forage, THEFORAGE.com.
The 4 hours.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that website is very good, and where you will get multiple, like for that website is for every professional. Like if you are doing something in commerce background, or marketing, or MBA thing, and you
Mm.
want to do some internship and get certified, and most of the thing, if you want to do real work, like what work is actually being carried out in those companies, so they list
Yes.
those kind of projects in the forage, and those projects could be a dummy project, but it is a real simulation of the real project, and you have to submit your project over
Mm.
there, and then like you will get the certificate. So you can show this to LinkedIn
Yes.
and other places that you have worked on these things. And if you have the practical experience on these things, then there is no need to show your certification as a initial base, because company only needs to find that yes, you have done some real projects, and you
Yes.
have participate as much as in CTF projects, like CTF data is going on. Like there are many universities that carry out their own CTF programs, and when you participate in those CTFs and perform well, you may get some letter of recommendations from their
Mm.
sides also. So that
Right.
also works very well. Work on your resume, very that is very important, and work on your interview. Whenever you give an interview, whenever you face a problem, any question that you do not know, make sure that you know by the end of by the starting of the next interview. When you are giving the next interview, you
Mm.
know more about the things what you know before. So always prepare, because ultimately the interview thing that will work for you. And just learn and never stop learning about, because this
Mm.
technology is very big, and you do not know
Right.
like when this when the things are going to be changed. And there is not in cybersecurity specifically, there is not something like like you read and you learned,
Mm.
and you think that yes, this will work forever for me. No, you have to work
That's
on
true.
that regularly, and you have to learn that regularly, and then only you can do much better in this industry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I mean, you literally said the one you said the one thing the one thing that a lot of experts don't. Not, I don't want to say experts. I want to say quote unquote experts, because like there's a lot of self people who proclaim to be cybersecurity experts, right? They don't
Yeah.
say that you're supposed to learn for lifetime. Maybe they'll say it once or twice and they'll copy someone else's tweet and put it out there without giving them credit. And I
Yeah.
think when you just said that, there's lifelong learning in cybersecurity, and like
Yeah. Right.
now even in IT in general, because um technology is changing so rapidly these days. You have to catch up. You have to know everything that's going on. So you have to read
Yeah,
a
like
lot. You have to be up. You have to be better with your skills day by day. That's what I've
yeah, right.
realized.
Like when I have started learning and I have joined that advanced certification
Mm,
course, then there was an article by from somebody on Google that quantum computer is going to take over the cybersecurity challenges forever, and there will be no hacking forever in world when quantum computers will get into action. And then I was thinking like, oh shit, I am just going for this career and now it is going to end because
no,
quantum computer is coming in.
it's
But
not.
then I thought that
It's gonna get even
yeah,
worse now. I mean, it's gonna be much better for us. Let's say if a robot, like, let's talk about basic AI also. If AI gets into cybersecurity, that's even more jobs for people because now robots will go out of control. Robots will go
yeah,
rogue, and they're gonna need humans to stop it because a robot can convince another robot, but I don't think a robot has reached the capacity to convince another human being yet.
yeah, right. And most of the time they robots cannot troubleshoot, like even in Windows, like whenever you face some error, when you go for
Mm,
troubleshooting those error, you most of the time you get this thing that everything is fine, and Windows is not able to find any kind of error, and then you have to manually search and look for the thing. So there is manual implementations and manual interference everywhere
mm,
in the world. Like you will need manual interference and their brains and their logic things everywhere, and there is
mm,
nothing being possible without that. You can make bots and uh, make the work autonomous. Like if you are doing something very autonomous and if there has to be in a continuous form, then that is okay. But if
mm.
there will be some kind of issue, because every person is having different kind of mentality. Anybody can
Right.
send any kind of inputs, like even a single code can give you SQL injection error. So
Yes.
everybody is thinking differently. You can blacklist that single code, but some hacker comes from behind and they will just URL import that same thing, and you will get the similar error the next time. So
Mm,
there is possibility, like right now when Pegasus come, everybody was thinking that yeah, iPhone is very safe and secure. There is no kind of security issue with iPhone
mm.
things. But
See, like everything
even
is
Pegasus are,
vulnerable. Everything is
yeah,
vulnerable. Right. Like
yeah, we
iPhone
know
may be more
everything is
secure.
vulnerable.
They may be more secure than Android, but they are still vulnerable.
Yeah, but we also know that it is very challenging to create any kind of 0 day for the first time. And
Mm,
the Pegasus, what they were doing, like they were attacking all the phones with 3 0 days simultaneously. Like if the first
mm,
0 day is doesn't work, then second 0 day. So it was
yeah.
designed in such a way that it will definitely penetrate to your phones. And if this could be done by a single company somewhere in like Israel, and they are legally coming forward that yes, I am making such kind of spywares that are
Yeah.
capable of penetrating into any phone. So you can imagine, like there might be some kind of active groups that are not coming forward right now, but
Hmm.
they may be having this kind of technology and these kind of things in
Exactly the
place.
point. Right. I mean, when we talk, I think that's just hiding stuff in general. Like, when the truth barely comes out, like, imagine when a really small part of truth comes out from anybody. Imagine
Mhm.
what all is actually being hidden inside. There's so much more you don't know about
Right,
them. Right. I mean, there's
right.
some people who are so frank that okay, now the people are like, oh god, that's too much. But the best part is that okay, we know what they are. Could be a person, could be a product. Right? We know
Mhm.
what they are. We know how this product works. We know everything about you. We know enough about you. Then there are some
Yeah,
people on some products like Pegasus, or maybe even a few politicians like who are some are like very open that they're pretty extroverted about everything they do, and then there's some who deny stuff, right? who
Yeah,
hide things. So I mean, imagine they're only acknowledging a very few things. Imagine all the other stuff that they're not talking about. So it gets more and more
yeah,
fishy.
yeah. That's the thing. Security right now is just a myth in my sense. But
Mhm.
if you want to be secure, then it will take cost, and that's why
Yes.
it is not a job of every individual in the country that they believe, like they possess that yes, I am safe and secure from any kind of cyber attack or
Mm-hmm.
these things. But when time comes, their role maybe like get activated. Like I believe that like whatever I have learned so far in this cybersecurity thing, like for almost 1 year, I believe there are attackers that they are making some kind of bots, like they have IP address of all the devices
Mm,
that they have compromised, and they are making a
right.
kind of bot, and they send a phishing link, or if you do some kind of DDoS attack, then you will
Mm,
need some kind of active IP addresses. So they use those devices, compromised devices that are compromised at very earlier age, and then they use those IP addresses in order to uh, attack some company, or in order to benefit themselves, like
mm,
attackers themselves. So these things happen, and you unknowingly, you do not know anything, but you are the part of some kind of attack. And yeah,
yes.
that's okay that nobody is going to like catch you that yes, you have done something wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
ultimately you are the part of it. There
That's
is no
true.
loss as the user side to you, like personally or physically or some kind
Mm,
of financially, but ultimately you are being used. So that is
that's
all I
true.
can say.
Yes, that is very true. Again, like everybody comes on, okay, how can they protect ourselves? Now, see, a simple thought, like if security wasn't necessary for you, if nobody
Mhm.
was going to ever break into your system, why do you have something like a password on your computer? Right. You hear
Okay.
about these times, right? I remember a lot of I think my parents used to tell me that in older times when people used to live in villages and stuff, they wouldn't have locks on their doors.
Yeah,
It would be
yeah.
open. Now we need to put up locks and everything because we can't trust people, right? So look, that's exactly what's going on right now, right? I mean, times have changed. We cannot just keep our doors unlocked, can we?
uh, like lock itself is not sufficient
It's
right
not
now.
sufficient, but that's the point, right? Like that's the point that
Yeah,
if anybody ever
why
tells
why
you that,
do we need this if
yeah, why do we need this? Or if you believe that no one's gonna break in, or
yeah, yeah,
something like that, right? So you should be able to like and why do you have locks? If you believe that
yes.
nobody wants to break inside your house, why do you lock your house?
The thing is, if you are having a lock in your door, then there might be the cases that there are hundred of people
Mm.
are going from your house, and they see that you locked your door, and 99 people will enter, but there will be one person that will go. Hello.
Yeah, I'm right here.
So we implement any kind of like security things just according to the risk associated with the assets or
Yes.
the things that we want to secure. So if the risk is very high, then we need log. Obviously, we need some
Mm.
kind of log mechanism to stop uh, like depriving our privacy, or
Right.
taking us as an like that there are many like as a SOC professional, when I was doing
Mm.
Splunk thing, there you see there are multiple kind of attempts that are going on for like any kind of unauthorized access. So you see as in logs, there are hundreds or thousands of attempts of unauthorized access, but among
Mm.
them only one or two person or one or two IP are able to get uh, some kind of access to this.
Yes.
So if you are implementing some kind of security mechanism over there, then only this is happening. But if you are not implementing something, then it is like an open treasure for anybody. So
Right.
if anybody, that's why we need this, and it's only about the person who is trying to attack, like it's on the
Mm-hmm.
attacker's psychology, that whether how much impact they want to like create by doing such kind of activities, first thing. The
Mm-hmm.
second thing is what kind of message they want to spread. So if they
Okay.
are
So
using,
attacker
if they,
psychology and what message they want to spread. It's that's two
yeah, so the
things.
first thing, if they want to a personal benefit like getting money out of it, then they
Mm.
can just do some kind of IDOR attacks, or order some things for free, and do some kind of like purchase things, or do
Yeah.
these kind of things.
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
they will not generate some kind of shell over there and uh, do like much harm to the company. Then for that thing they are using the company, but at a like at a very certain stage, that they will
Right.
not get caught by neither by the any kind of security professional over
Mm-hmm.
there, or by the company members. So these that could thing. But there are scenarios where they want to spread messages like hacktivist, what hacktivist wants to do, they want to shut down the complete like company. They if they infected some company members through ransomware, then they ask for ransom. And if they are
Yes.
not providing ransom, they want to like distribute their findings, or yeah, like publicly, like anything that they find over the system, they believe that is they expose them on Tor, or sell them on Tor. So
Yes. They
these
do
things
that.
also happen. Yeah, these
It
things
does
also
happen.
happen. Yeah, so here everything comes to the psychology. Like if somebody wants to hack now, he might be needed. If somebody wants to hack Facebook or Google, then there is a very much big effort at the back of the planning of these things, like doing reconnaissance and finding best exploit for it, and checking if there is any vulnerability. Like even for the reconnaissance, they have to spend a lot and lot of time and effort for
Yes.
that. Then only this could be possible. So it completely depend on the hacker's psychology, that whether he wants to spend such efforts in order to do what kind of impact. Like it is just like
Right.
a inversely proportional thing. Like
Mm.
as much as effort you want to apply, and if you are getting very less impact, then there is even in the bug bounty hunting, you will not get anything if you are submitting some kind of no rate limit things, or a
That's right.
less vulnerable thing. And even if you are getting some private invitation from the company and spend a lot of time in that, and even you are submitting some P1 P2 bugs, so they ignore these things, like okay, these
Yeah.
are not
Yeah.
very
These are very
these,
basic bugs. Like we're not interested in them.
yeah,
Give us something real.
yeah, even the rate limit can cause you to DDoS attacks. Like you can like send multiple mails to the customer, that will make the customer look very suspicious toward your website and can unsubscribe from your services. But they believe that okay, if some attacker is having that kind of psychology to disturb our customers, then only they will do that. Otherwise
Mm.
there is no security risk involved with our company regarding this.
Mm.
They do not see their customers as a risk, like if they unsubscribe our services. So this could be the thing, like as I said, you implement security policies according to the risk associated with your asset.
Yes.
So that is what is going on everywhere, and that is what actually matters as a hacker's psychology and
Mm.
mentality, like what they want to do and what kind of messages they want to spread. If they are hacking some kind of government website, then clearly they want to spread some message, they hate like this government, or they want
Oh,
some changes, or they
mhm.
want some changes in the cycle, like, so
Yeah.
that's what basically.
Uh, Impressive. I mean, that's like we also experienced that in the recent oil refinery attack in America, right? Russia attacked
Yeah,
America, and it wasn't Russia; it was Russians. So basically, when
yeah,
America gave an order to Russia, the government had to step in, and they're like, "Okay, we don't want to give them the wrong message, so we're gonna take our people down and gonna stop them from doing what they were doing." Right. So I
yeah.
think that's
So
where what you said comes in implementation.
yes. So you have to like be prepared, because not only your countrymen or the hackers from your country, or some geeky guy that is sitting behind their computer and just doing some experiments. It is about the world, and they
Mm.
are very security professional, or you can say the members of the government of some country, and they are working ethically with the government. They are, hackers are working ethically with the government side by side in order
Yes.
to for the national, they think that that is in the benefit of their national security. In the same way, India should Indian government should think and give hackers a chance to work with them alongside in an offensive security things also, because it's not time to stop and just secure ourselves, because the first step to secure ourselves is to attack. And
Yeah.
if you know how to attack, then only you can secure yourself. And if you do not know how to attack, then it is not very, like, you are just doing then basic security testing and running some uh, automated scanners and then securing your website,
Hmm.
and uh, just believing on the blacklisted like some lists or blacklisted things, and just like believing on other third party service providers. But if you know how all the things work, then you can design your own firewall and all your system configurations in order to save
Right.
your enterprise environment. Yeah.
Mm. That's pretty interesting approach. I think we'll wrap this up now. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the one really important thing you want to leave the audience with? Just one thing.
Okay, so the one thing that I want to say for all audience, like, who want to pursue their career in IT or in cybersecurity, is never lose your hope. Like, there are challenges that you will face. Sometimes during interview, you give very good interview, but you will not get selected. Sometimes this happens, but that will just get adds up in your experience of giving the interview. And as much as you
Right.
give interview, you will get that confidence that, okay, this question I was not knowing previous time, but right now I am so much confident that if anybody asks any question regarding to any topic in like for what job you are applying for, you can definitely crack that. And at the point when you will get that that confidence in yourself, that is the point that will decide that, yes, then you will get selected, definitely get selected. So just
Right.
prepare for yourself, and like, just go through all the job profile that you are looking for. uh, See the description, see the requirements, cover all those things, that how as much as possible as and there is one more thing I want to say, that uh, yes, this market is basically based upon what you say, what you portray, what you can show on LinkedIn and on Facebook, on Twitter. So you have to be pretty outburst from the community that you are like having. So you have to interact with more and more people. You have to like build your own community through Discord channels
Yes.
or through Telegram channels, and you have to interact as much as possible with those security professionals. And if there will
Right.
be any vacancy, you have to stand out from the crowd. Then only these
Mhm.
things will work. So
That's
that's
true.
all.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. It was a very wonderful show. I mean, wow, we had a very long episode. I had a great time
Yeah.
with you, Sashi. Thank you for being on
Yes.
my show,
Same here.
man. Yeah. And have a great day, man.
Thank you, Ishan. You too, Ishan. Have a great
Yeah.
day.
Cool.
See ya.